someone handed you $100 and told you to prepare for a 3-day blackout, what would you buy? A lot of people would waste money on survival gadgets or gear that's not really important, or maybe even things that look tactical online. But when the lights go out and your refrigerator isn't running and your phone is almost dead, most of that stuff basically becomes worthless. Today, what I'm going to do is show you how to build a blackout survival kit with a budget of around $100. No gimmicks, no crazy scenarios, and none of these really expensive supplies, just the things that actually matter during the first 72 hours of a real blackout or real emergency. Now, keep in mind, this isn't the perfect kit with all the bells and whistles. This is a single person kit with the essentials that's going to help you survive, not live comfortably like nothing ever happened. And because you probably already have a lot of these items that I'm going to be putting in this kit today around your house, you may even be able to put a kit like this together for $50, $25. And I'd be willing to bet that some of you out there could put this kit together with just the stuff you have lying around the house. Let me know how much it would cost you in the comment section below. And also, after watching this video, let me know if there's something that I missed or something that you would add. Let everyone else know who's watching this video. And even though personally I could put a pretty extensive kit together for basically nothing, just with the stuff I have around the house, just to be realistic and fair, I purchased most of these on Amazon, and you can also try the dollar store, Harbor Freight, thrift stores, anywhere you can get a really good deal or use coupons. But like I said, this isn't a fancy kit, so those places will work. And while I purchased most of these just for this video, there are some things that I'll be using from around the house, and you can put this kit together however you want. There are no rules. So with that, let's go ahead and start building this kit. And the first item is that you need to get is a plastic tote. And there are a lot of different sizes you can get on Amazon. You can go to Walmart. I purchased this plastic tote, which is about 2 feet long, 16 inches wide, and I believe it's like 6 inches tall. This is perfect for the kit that I'm putting together. I've got a video about putting together a more extensive lights out kit, but this is a basic version of that. But it's the same principle of putting everything together. That way, in the event of a power outage, you just grab that and you're good to go. And the first thing I put in this bin, I bought a couple of LED headlamps. And these were, I think, around $10. You could get headlamps, you could get flashlights. Again, these are things that you probably have laying around your house. It never hurts to have a couple extra, though. These are really cheap headlamps. The reason I got these is because they do have the batteries, a few extra batteries included with them, although they're probably cheap batteries and not going to last very long. And they're going to be cheaper and put off more light than, say, the glow sticks and things like that. So that's the first thing I would put in here, is a little bit of light. And I mentioned that these headlamps that I got come with a couple of extra batteries, but they're probably not going to last that long. So you could get a 4-pack of AAAs. That's what these ones take. And depending on the other things that you put in this kit, you may need AA or other kinds of batteries. But you can get these between $8 and $12. You can get some decent batteries. Again, like I said, the Dollar Tree and even Harbor Freight are great places to get these for really cheap. You can get 4 AAs at the Dollar Tree for like $1.50. They're not going to last that long, but in a 3-day scenario like we're talking about here, and putting together a really budget kit, those will work for what you need. Harbor Freight, a little bit better than the dollar store. And even, believe it or not, the Amazon basics that you can get, which are relatively low cost, are actually decent batteries. They don't last as long as the Energizers, but they do last much longer than these Dollar Tree batteries. Something else that you want to put in here are the battery banks to recharge cell phones and things like that. You're going to want to be able to get a little bit of information. And just because the power's out doesn't necessarily mean these cell towers are out, although I would plan on that. But even without cell towers, there's a lot of information that we usually have on our phones, whether that's files, text messages, important phone numbers, and things like that. So being able to have those charged is really important. I got a 2-pack of 10,000 milliamp hour power banks for $17 on Amazon. This is one of the more expensive items you're going to get. But having 2 of these, this was a pretty good deal. Now, granted, these may not be all they're stacked up to be, but they will do the job in a 72-hour situation like this. So while these days with the, all of the expensive power stations and things like that, these smaller power banks don't get used a whole lot or are almost kind of thought of as pointless, but they're more useful than most people realize in survival situations like this. Because if you need to charge your phone even just a little bit, you're going to be glad you have one of these, whether that's in a kit like this or maybe in your vehicle or around the house. And along the same lines as the communications and getting important information, you're also going to want an AM, FM, and NOAA radio. This is important for a number of reasons. One, you want to get those alerts that are going on, and without power, this may be your only option. If there is power in other places as well, that AM and FM may work, which is also helpful for information, but it could just be music and entertainment. I got a $16 hand crank radio that doesn't take batteries. It is Type-C charging, so it will work with those power banks. And it's also a flashlight and charger in one. This is, again, with this kit, this is one of the lower cost radios out there. And I'm not putting a whole lot of faith in the stuff in this kit, but it is going to work in a situation like this. And it may even work in larger term, longer term events. Now, the next one is a little bit more difficult because of the amount that you have to store, and that's water. There are a few different options for this. One option is just to make sure you have, and you should anyway, make sure you have water stored around the house and not put water in this kit. You've got the Aquatainer at Walmart, which is $20, and you can put that with this, next to this kit, not necessarily in it. I purchased a 2.5 gallon collapsible water container that will go in this kit, and that was $10. And this is nice, but what this means is if it's in this kit, you're going to have access to water after the power has gone out. So you may want to have this as well as a lot of water stored in other places as well, depending on how much you can store. Another option is just the little water bottles that you can store. Maybe get a case of those and put them next to this kit. Or I've got some refillable water pouches that you could use as well and fill these up beforehand and put them in this bin. I would be careful with putting liquid in this bin because if it leaks, it's going to get all over everything and destroy it. So maybe put this in a Ziploc bag or something like that. But we do have to think about water. And even though this is only 3 days and you can go, the rule of threes is you can go 3 days without water, you're not going to want to, and you're going to be in pretty bad condition on day 3 if you do. So whether it's in this kit or not, you're going to want to make sure you have some water. Next, you're going to want some food, and this is no-cook food, meaning all you have to do is just open it up and eat it. You don't have to worry about a heat source or anything like that. Now, again, 3 days, you can go a lot longer than 3 days without food, but you're not going to want to. So how much you put in here is really up to you. But you've got things like peanut butter, crackers, tuna, and chicken, whether that's the cans or the packets. Soups, raviolis, SpaghettiOs, and things like that would all be good things to put in this bin. And yes, you probably have some food storage, and your pantry has probably got enough food. If you really had to, you could scrounge 3 days worth in there. But this is sort of an extra just in case and a backup option. So if you put some food in here and you're checking this kit once a year, you can rotate that food out, and you'll know that you always have something in a situation like this. And if you're putting a kit together for each person in your home, you would have 4 of these, and you could have quite a variety of food available to you in a 3-day power outage situation. And along with this, make sure you have that manual can opener, because if you've got cans of tuna in there or cans of chicken in there, you're going to want to be able to have a way to open those. I got a cheap little can opener for like $6 on Amazon to put in this kit. And you've also got like the P38 can openers, which are really small military can openers. The more you buy of these, the cheaper they are. So for like $9, I got this set of P38 can openers, and I can put one in this kit if I wanted to, put one in my bug out bag. I've got a bunch all over the place, but you can put them in different spots, and these are nice and convenient. But you're going to want to have a way to open that canned food. You also want to have a basic first aid kit. And, I don't necessarily like the pre-made kits too much, the really cheap pre-made kits. But in a situation like this, I think that would be fine. I got a first aid kit off of Amazon. It's 110 pieces for like $10. This is something in a situation like this that you may not even use. Now, if you do need it, you're going to be glad you have it. So we do need to make sure that we have like bandages, gauze, tape, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, tweezers, and gloves, and things like that. Because in a blackout, yes, you may not need it, but small injuries could become more likely because of what happened, what caused this. You'll be walking around in the dark, you'll be cooking differently, using tools, and if this was something that was caused by a storm or a natural disaster, the odds that you would need something increase. So even having just a little one like this could help. I also suggest having a more extensive kit in your house, but in a single person 72-hour kit like this, even the small $10, $20 ones on Amazon will work just fine. Along with first aid, you also want sanitation and hygiene supplies, and this is something you can put together yourself. You can go get some baby wipes or wet wipes at Walmart. They've got the travel section where you can get small things of hand sanitizer. Throw a roll of toilet paper in here. Maybe some napkins, trash bags, and things like that. Put some of these sanitation and hygiene supplies in here. And this is something a lot of people really forget about because it doesn't make a lot of the headlines. But I'm telling you, if you need to go to the bathroom in this, and you will in a 3-day situation like this, you're going to want a way to clean things up. So this becomes very important. You've got the 5-gallon bucket toilets, which may become important in situations like this. I sell one from Legacy over at My Survival Foods that's got the whole kit included. But in a $20 kit like this, you're looking at maybe just putting the toilet paper, the trash bags, the wipes, and things like that in this kit and having a 5-gallon bucket on the side. They've even got on Amazon little single lids that you can buy that will go on these 5-gallon buckets. Or, in worst case scenario, the 5-gallon bucket without a lid is going to work as well. So just make sure you've got some hygiene supplies in here also, because when the time comes, you're going to be pretty sad if you don't. And also, depending on what time of year this happened, keeping warm could be a big deal as well. So in this kit, since I've got a little bit of extra room, I threw a fleece in here. We've got a bunch of blankets, so this isn't something I've bought. My wife seems to think that we need a new blanket for every season of the year, every year. So we've got plenty of blankets, and I usually store these in storage bins. But I put a small one in here along with some fleece socks. I bought some hand warmers on Amazon, which are relatively inexpensive, and these are really nice to have around. It's if you're working outside or doing things, you want to put them in your gloves or in your pocket. They're really nice to have. Wool socks are fantastic for when it's really cold out. So put some of these things in this kit as well. The Mylar blankets are also something for emergency situations, could help you retain that body heat and keep you just a little bit warmer. Now, depending on your climate and where you live, if it gets really cold, you may want to, make sure you're going overboard on this and not just this little kit. Make sure you're thinking about ways to get heat in a situation. And I've got a video on that, ways to keep yourself warm. But if you were in a moderate climate where maybe it's just staying a little bit warmer at night, this would work pretty well. And also, don't forget lighters or matches. You can get these relatively cheaply. Like I said earlier, some of these supplies you can get at the dollar store. Some of them you can get at Harbor Freight and get a really good deal on these. But even though you've got this food that doesn't require cooking, you may need, if you've got a fireplace, you may need a way to light that. So it never hurts to have another lighter tucked away somewhere or some matches. You may have the opportunity to go outside and start a fire or a fire pit or something like that. So it's always a good idea to have these. You may think right now that there's nothing that you would need these for, so you don't need them, but you just never know. And if a situation does arise where you do and you don't have them, you're going to be sorry. So just make sure they're cheap enough, they're low cost enough, and they're small enough. You may as well have some. So that's the kit I put together here. And this cost me around $110, $115 or so. And like I said earlier, you could put this together with using things around your house probably for less than $100 and sometimes much less than $100. These are also nice because if you've got kids in your family, this is a great way to teach them a little bit or introduce them to preparedness and let them put a kit together themselves, put the kind of Band-Aids they want in their blanket and a lot of different things. Help let them put their kit together themselves, and they'll be more involved in this, and they will know what to do when this situation happens rather than relying on you. And like I said, this is a basic kit. This is not an all-encompassing kit, but it is something that will help in a situation like that, depending on if you've got very limited space, a limited budget. This is something that can be done, and it's one of those better than nothing things. I have a video that goes through all the important prepping supplies that you might need. And in that video, I also have a PDF that you can download that's got a checklist. So it makes it a lot easier for you. And it's something that doesn't need to be done in one shopping trip. It's something that can be done over an extended period of time. You can watch that video here and get some ideas about what preparedness supplies you might need. But with that, I am done here today, everyone. Take care and prepare. We will talk to you all later.